Today I'm going to be discussing a topic that I've thought about off and on, and I figured let me make a video about it and put it out there and see what people think. The topic is, are rappers gangsters? Okay, I grew up in a time where rap was coming of age, and I guess in 8th grade, I'd watch Rap City and Yo MTV Raps and so on and so forth, and got into that culture as far as musically. Could I get into the culture? Really? I don't know. I mean, it's sort of obtuse. It's not really something that you can hold on to. And the reason why I'm saying that is that it's a construct. It's a social construct, all right, a societal construct that is made up of people who are fitting into a framework, all right, of what it is to be a gangster, what it is to be cool, what it is to be X, Y, and Z, okay? And I got to thinking about it one day, and they sure sounded hard at the time, some of these guys. They sounded hard, man. They sounded like they had the roughest life in the world. Because I didn't do any research on this. I just knew it. They were hard, right? They knew about life. They knew about life in the ghetto, okay? Do I know anything about the ghetto? Nope, sure don't. Anything that I know is conjecture. Anything that I think that anyone knows about anyone's culture is conjecture, all right? Or affiliations, friends, family members, experiences that you have, so on and so forth. But the thing is that are these people gangsters? I will say no, and it doesn't take very much research to get into this and to find out, wait a second, this doesn't really add up, okay? That's something I did one night, and I'm sharing this with you, okay? I just looked up a couple of these guys. You could look up 10 of them, 20 of them, all right? But the bottom line is this: these people are fake, all right? I'm sure that there's a 16-year-old kid that goes to a high school near you that is more gangster than these gangsters, okay? Way more gangster than them, because they've probably done a lot more things, okay? There are people in your community that are more gangster, all right? If that's some sort of a thing to aspire to, which it's not, okay? Think about the things that they push on people, the things that they promote. They promote drugs, violence, promiscuous sex, anything else you need to know? I mean, foul language, filthy living, getting over on people, beating people up, all the different stuff, okay? But here's where it kind of gets fun. It gets silly. If you take a look at it, take a step back, it looks silly, all right? And if you're copying these people, think about who you're copying, all right? I just looked up a couple. These guys, well, Ice Cube, he's one I looked up, all right? If he's your favorite guy, great. If not, who really cares? The point is, here I am. I'm on Wikipedia. All right, you could go deeper. You could, get into all kinds of different research on this guy. I don't think it really is necessary here. It says he was born on June 15th, 1969 in South Central Los Angeles, which we all know, South Central LA. Man, Compton, Watts. I've never been to these places. I don't know anything about them. All I know is from what these people have said on their rap lyrics. Okay, it could be the most wonderful place on the earth. Somebody will get on here. No, it's not. Well, I've never been there. I don't really plan to go. It's not on my bucket list of places to go. But anyway, he was born in South Central Los Angeles, the son of Doris, a hospital clerk and custodian, and Hosea Jackson, who worked as a groundskeeper at UCLA and a machinist. Okay, so he came from a working family, and all right, he had a sister that was killed when he was 12, or half sister who was killed when he was 12. That would have an impact, no doubt. It would have an impact. All right, he has his cousin is known as Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I heard the name, not familiar with it, but I think he's someone in the music industry. All right, and here's where it gets interesting. Okay. Jackson penned his first rap song. Oh, he has His name is O'Shea Jackson. Okay. Anyway, he penned his first rap song in the ninth grade after a friend whom Jackson names Kiddo challenged him to write a song during a typewriting class in the ninth grade. Okay, gangster, gangster. All right, he was in the ninth grade. I don't know what that first song was about, but it probably was about gangster stuff, hardcore life, ninth grade. And don't get me wrong, I know that there's some middle school kids doing all kinds of things, drugs and violence and sex and so on and so forth, but come on, ninth grade? You know, he's in the mafia? You know, what in the world? Okay. At the age of 16, Jackson sold his first song. At the age of 16, tender age of 16, he sold his first song to future NWA member Eazy-E. And if you don't know about him, he wasn't really an upstanding individual, believe it or not. Jackson also attended William Howard Taft High School, so on and so forth. Anyway, enrolled in Phoenix Institute of Technology in the fall of 1987. Being passionate about architecture, he studied architectural drafting. He completed his diploma within 1 year and returned to Los Angeles to pursue a rap career. He studied architecture and pursued a rap career because obviously rapping pays more if you're good and you sell out your life. Anyway, so I guess the point that I'm getting at is, when did he get all of his gangster experience? Okay, during all this time while he was drafting and working on his architectural career, was he busting caps at people and selling drugs? And maybe he was. That's how he put himself through school. I don't know. Okay, I wasn't there. But then, you know, okay, enough about this guy. I think you kind of get the point, right? He made a song on a bet, and all of a sudden he decides to be a rapper. Okay, and then here comes the biggest, baddest group, NWA. Okay, Tupac Shakur, another person. You know, oh, he was a realist guy, right? You know, oh, he was this, that, and the other. People still talk about him this day. I have parents and children in my school walk in with him on their shirts, their T-shirts, and their hats. These kids have no idea who they are. You know, it's kind of like Michael Jordan on shoes. Do you know who Michael Jordan is? No. Don't buy his shoes. Anyway, he was born on June 16th, Tupac Shakur, born on June 16th, 1971. And his birth name was Lassane Parrish Crooks. But in 1972, he was renamed. I didn't really catch that. Okay. But here is where we need to go. So 1971 tells a lot about his, people in his family, which I'm sure has some impact. We all, are impacted by people in our family. But okay, at the age of 12, Shakur enrolled in Harlem's 127th Street Repertory Ensemble and was cast as the Travis Younger character in the play A Raisin in the Sun, Gangster, which was performed at the Apollo Theater. He moved to Baltimore, Maryland. He transferred to the Baltimore School for the Arts in Gangstering. There he studied acting, poetry, jazz, and ballet of gangstering. Anyway, I'm obviously putting that in. He performed in Shakespeare plays and in the role of the Mouse King in the ballet The Nutcracker. Busting the caps. Anyway, Shakur, accompanied by one of his friends, Dana Mouse Smith, as his beatbox, won many rap competitions and was considered to be the best rapper in his school. He was remembered as one of the most popular kids in his school because of his sense of humor, superior rapping skills, and ability to mix with all crowds. Okay, so then later on, he goes through this beginnings and rise of fame. His career didn't take off until the early 90s. He debuted in Digital Underground's Same Song. They seem to be a pretty positive group. But then later on, he turns into a gangster. He must learn how to be a gangster. By being so cultured. I could go on. I could look at these different people, but I think you get the point. And maybe you're mad at me. You like these different people. You know, people look at Tupac as some sort of some savior. I don't know how he saved anybody in his culture. Let's face facts, okay? He talked about selling his soul. He talked about driving fast cars. Nothing wrong with fast cars, but he talked about basically reckless living, fast living, the type of living that will get you killed at the age of 25. Okay, I think he I think he convinced himself he was a gangster, and next thing you know, boom, all right, he's dead. And if you think he's still alive, start looking. If you find him, let me know. That'd be interesting. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that these people aren't gangsters. I think that you find more gangster people out there, and they've been created by following in these people's footsteps who really aren't gangsters. You can search this out on YouTube. One video I saw, Tupac is being about to be interviewed and talking to these people like a normal individual, which he probably was. And then when it was time, he knew the camera was going to turn on. All of a sudden, yo, what's up, guys? You know, it turns into Tupac, all right? The Tupac that everyone knows, you know, Mr. Middle Finger guy, Mr. I'll spit in your face. Yeah, all right, it was an act. Maybe he turned more into that person as he went on, all right, you know, and eventually he died, all right, he was murdered, all right. That's sad, that's too bad, but you know, the fact is that the harm that that person did in his lifetime is tremendous, and I really do think that he was set up to do that, meaning, you know, you dangle a carrot in front of somebody that, you know, and by carrot I mean obviously money that he never had, you know, and you know, fame and notoriety and some sort of power. Yeah, they're gonna turn to this life, and I feel sorry for that. I feel sorry for the violence that's been perpetrated on innocent individuals based off of this type of genre of music, and that's pretty much why I'm putting this out. Don't follow in these people's footsteps. I don't care if they make millions of dollars, billions of dollars. They probably don't. I mean, apparently Tupac died in, you know, as a pauper, more or less, and who really cares how much money you have here? The point is, treat people right. Don't follow in the footsteps of people who are gangsters for real or gangsters for fake. All right, be an upstanding individual rather, and do what you're supposed to do. Treat people the right way, and don't be a gangsta. All right, because it's made up. All right, they made it up. Somebody made it up, and then that became gangsta rap and thug life. All right, don't be a thug. All right, stay strong. Don't be a thug. Don't follow these fake gangsters. Don't be a real gangster based off of fake gangsters or real gangsters. And stay safe. Be strong. Do what you're supposed to do. All right, be a nice person. Stay in school. And do your best in life. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks.